Hello, this is Robert McKim, founder and president of the Community Awareness and Emergency Response Security Radio Patrol, and still a legal and binding Ohio Peace Officer Training Certified Security Officer. I took training in 1992 from the former Mansfield Business College under the direction of former Sheriff Anthony Cardarelli and Canton Police Officer John Saline. Now, a lot of my haters out there, again, running their fingertips and saying a lot of lies. Because that's all they are full of, lies. Lies after lies after lies after lies. There's this person that is using my FCC call sign, my FCC license call sign, which is against the law. Again, these people, they don't care about the law. They want to make things up as they go along. And of course they're talking about my cameras here that I had purchased and used on my windshield. And one I bought to put on my clothing when I need to. But then they also went on, this person has went on as well, and I was talking about my Ohio Peace Officer Training Certification. They're saying according to Ohio law, which is, this is not true. Yes, I worked for Ohio Security Systems, and I also worked for Buckeye. I can't remember what it was called. Offhand now, because I worked for Buckeye briefly. It was out of Canton. Buckeye was out of Canton. I worked at Simon's in Newcomerstown as a security guard, night shift. I worked at Clow in Coshocton as a security guard for Ohio Security Systems. But according to their so-called findings on this study.com, that they got 2 years here. But this information is not true, because here is the true information from study.com. How long does an Ohio Peace Officer Training Association certification last? Well, it says here, for one thing, it says if the newly appointed peace officer is not hired by any police department or as a state trooper within 4 years, the training will have to be repeated before performing the functions of a peace officer. There's nothing on here that says that you have to take the training every 2 years. I have the book still, the book that I studied from, and it's not even in that book what you are preaching on KIWI Farms. You're a bunch of liars here on KIWI Farms. That's a whole ball of wax. You're just a bunch of liars. Because I have all the documentation, especially this letter right here from whoops, upside down, excuse me. Turn it right side up. This letter right here, don't think you can see it because of the light here. There we go. There's better lighting. And if you have trouble reading it, I'll read it for you. This is a letter, of course, it was sent to me in my email. Private Security Academic Training. Robert, you are correct. The Private Security Basic Training certificate you received upon successful completion of the MBC Canton School number PS 92-770 from 8/11/1992 to 11/5/1992 is still valid. Now this was dated, by the way. Actually, I don't have a date on it, just the current time when I received this email. But it's been a while since I've received this email. I think it was like within a couple years here, if I'm not mistaken. It's still valid because it says the only portion of the training no longer valid is the firearm training. You know, if I should, be want to be licensed for my firearms, then I'll have to complete the Private Security Basic Firearms Training course and requalify annually. That is the only thing that has to be recertified is the firearms. Not the whole thing all over again. See, you people are so full of yourselves. You can't see the truth past your nose. Because as far as the truth goes, just right here, just this little distance from your eyeball to the end of your nose. My IQ is 71. Normal IQ. Not low IQ, normal IQ. And by the way, here is Dave Yost's website for education and policy. And this is what I did. This is everything I took right here. I didn't take the jailer basic training, corrections. I basically took the peace officer basic training, and I took the firearms. And I also took investigations too. There was a course in investigations as well. That's why on my diploma, which is still legal and binding, degrees and diplomas don't go away just because you can't hold a job. They're still legal and binding in any court of this land. But you know what is not legal and binding? It's all the hateful lies that you keep typing on the computers. I also have the law of security for secure officers, and I have all that filed away in my filing cabinet. I'm not digging everything out just to prove my point that you people are a bunch of lying idiots. And yes, some people say, oh, I'm just, egging you on because of making videos to prove I'm right, you're wrong. Bottom line, I'm right, you're wrong. No matter how much you want to say, oh, and by the way, you see, when I mentioned about in the state of Ohio, you can legally tape record as long as one person knows that you're being tape recorded. You gotta remember, for one thing, you gotta be a citizen of the state of Ohio. You cannot come in the state of Ohio and then tape record somebody and think it will still hold up in court. See, the problem is, there again too, your court is KIWI Farms. KIWI Farms is basically the court of the internet. It's an illegal court. It's not a just court. It's all one-sided, all liars, judging innocent people. Like you've been judging me for the last 5 years, give or take. When is the judging of me going to stop? Oh, I know what you say. When I stop. You know what? I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop unless you can really, truly prove your point, which you can't. I'm fighting the good fight of faith, and I am fighting for my right and my organization's right to do what I can legally do, whether you like it or not. What you do not have the right to do is come onto private property and take pictures and make videos. This is private property. This trailer park is private property. I already told my landlord, the owner of this land, or the owner of this trailer park, what you're doing. He's not happy. So keep it up and take him off. Oh, I honestly, I'd like to see him get so ticked off that if he sees your drones flying around, he will shoot them down. And then call the authorities to find out who that drone belongs to, because a lot of drones, especially professional drones, usually have serial numbers and they can be tracked. There is also was a law recently passed that you cannot fly a professional drone unless you're FCC certified. And I think you also have to be certified with the for the airline, what's that called? Well, I'm not going to go there. I gotta look that up, but I remember they were talking about passing a law where people have to be certified to fly drones, and the drones have to be marked in some way. But then again, you don't care about the law. You don't care about the truth. So just stop before you get yourself more and more deeper into trouble. And oh, by the way, that picture of that dead cat, come on now. Come on. I've already reported that picture to the news media. I told them you killed a cat. How more sad can you get than killing a cat and claiming that I killed our cat? If you didn't kill the cat, which it looks like it was ran over or hit by something, possibly you hit the cat. That goes to show how sad you are. You're heartless, sad, biting my tongue. Individual. Sooner or later, it's going to come around to you. The Bible says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Also, what comes around goes around. You do somebody wrong, it's going to come back to you. Don't you think it won't? Because I have witnessed it happen many times. People do me wrong and they end up paying for it. Think about it. You know I'm right. Gotta get off here. Have a safe night.